Excellent. Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz. What matters the most in your business? Sponsored by WorkBelt. My WorkBelt is a all-in-one business operating system, a software that is particularly catering to service-based small business. My WorkBelt is offering 60-day money-back guarantee. You may want to check it out, and like everybody else is enjoying the benefits of it, you can take it as well. Now, today we have a guest, Richard Lowe. Richard Lowe is a author, and most importantly, is an incredibly productive ghostwriter. And he's been writing nearly 112 books in the last 11 years,
Correct.
and 48 ghostwriting titles, and nearly 1,000 plus articles, and extremely knowledgeable on wide variety of subjects. And some of the books that he is particularly pointing to is focus on LinkedIn, cyber haste, and digitize or die. Those are pretty interesting titles. Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. It's a little hot here in Clearwater, but other than that, just great.
Well, this is the summertime, and you can enjoy the summer breeze. But at the same time, yes, if it gets too hot, yeah, it is tiring. So, Richard, in last 12, over 11 years that you've been writing, ghost writing, um, are there any business people, business owners that you do the ghost writing for?
Probably half of my ghostwriting is for business owners, one form or another, coaches, industry, computers, AI. So I do
Mhm.
I do a lot of books there, and then the other half are memoirs and uh, fiction,
Why would a business owner want to write?
because it gives them a leg up on their competition. So they have a book that
Mhm.
describes their competence, their what they do, their stories, especially their stories, all that kind of stuff. They can use that to mine for content. They can use it to get um, speaking gigs, to get TED Talks, things like that, to get on TV, press. So a book is an asset. It's not an expense. It's an asset that helps you, that you can use to make yourself even higher. People respect books. When they see a coach has a book, it automatically gives them a bit of authority.
Sense. That makes sense. Perfectly sense. Now, does these books have to go like a viral? Usually, people think that if I write a book, that's not going to go viral. It's a waste of time, money, effort, energy. Why would you? How would you answer to that kind of a remark?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Generally, people value right. It doesn't go well. It is not going to be selling a million books, million copies, or anything. Why
No,
would I have to do that?
the purpose is not to sell the book. It's to use the book as a marketing tool.
Hmm.
So selling the book, if you're writing a fiction novel, of course, you want to sell copies of the book.
Right.
Selling copies is nice, but it's not earth shattering. It doesn't matter to most of my authors. They want to use the book to get other things like we talked about.
Right. So it provides an instant credibility in the market when somebody writes a book and providing the services around the topic that they are writing the book. Am I
Hmm.
taking it right?
Yes, you are.
Right. So the journey of book writing, how long will it take?
Depends on the size of the book, the nature of the book, the amount of people I have to interview, and the research. But a book can take anywhere from a couple of months to a year. The longest I've done has taken 18 months.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the book writing, as you mentioned, that book writing can give them a opportunity for public speaking. How does
Right.
it work? How do they get the public speaking engagements?
Well, they send their book out to various agents and publishers,
Hmm.
speakers, speaking groups. Say, I know I've written this book. Here's the press release. Go check it out. I'd like to speak, and it gives them credibility. Okay, now you've written a book. You must have something to talk about, so you're credible.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, the book writing, is there a specific age level that people usually write the book? What is your observation?
We aim it at between the seventh and ninth grade usually. I don't write academic books, so this would be aimed at. Doesn't mean that the people aren't in college and haven't done all that kind of stuff. It means that that's the reading level of
Mm,
is maybe 7, 8, 9 years old, ninth grade at the most.
mhm.
We don't want a lot of complex words and things. We want it to be something that people can get into and enjoy and get some value from.
Now, in the book writing world, um, there is different kinds of publishing. I noticed that some people are calling self-publishing, some people are calling going to the publisher. What does it mean? Can you demystify a little bit on that?
There are three kinds of publishing, plus there's probably shades of gray in between.
Yeah.
There's traditional publishing, which is through one of the big publishing houses and small publishing house. You get somebody else to publish it for you. They pay you royalties. They pay you sometimes in advance, sometimes not. And it goes through their editorial staff, their cover. They create the cover. They usually create the title and all that stuff. So you write the book, you send it to them. You usually need an agent and a book proposal to do that. And it's tough to get in through the, it has to be a really, really, really pristine book that has a market. That's a key point. It
Mm,
has to have a market. I mean, writing a book on AI, there's 50,000 million books on AI. So what makes yours special? So
mm,
you have to have that. The second kind is self-publishing. That's where you do all the work yourself. It's the other end of the spectrum. So you get to edit it, probably send out to, I recommend sending to a professional. You get to write it, of course, or your ghostwriter does. You get to put together the cover, the ISBN, and then publish it, self-publish it. Self-publishing is kind of cool because it's print on demand, which means
mm,
you buy a book, Amazon prints a copy and ships it. So you don't pay for books to be in storage.
mm,
So it makes it much better. The middle
mm.
tier is hybrid publishing, and that's where you pay. It used to be called vanity publishing, and that's where you pay them to publish the book. And they start between $10,000 and $20,000 to publish that book. And they do some limited amount of marketing. They do all of the editing and stuff, but you have to pay them for it.
Okay, okay. So that's where your investment is in addition to putting efforts in writing the book.
You're going to have either you write it yourself or you hire a ghostwriter. Of course, I recommend hiring a ghostwriter. Um,
Yeah.
and then you have to hire an editor. Now, if you do hybrid or traditional, you don't hire an editor. They do it.
Mhm,
You have to hire somebody to do the cover, or in
mhm.
traditional or hybrid, they do the cover. The
Right.
ISBN, same thing. That's a number that just you scan when you scan at the store. That's the
Mhm,
barcode. That's the number behind the barcode. The barcode is a different thing.
mhm. Yeah.
And then you do the publishing and self-publishing. But in hybrid and traditional, they do all of that.
Mm.
So
Now, who issues this ISBN?
there's one company per country, and in the United States, it's called Bowker,
Mm,
My Identifiers, and you buy a number from them. It's 100 and a quarter per number, or you can
mm.
get 10 of them for $500.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't do the math. I don't know how they figured that out.
So they basically you pay for them and they give a number and then that number print on the book or ebook whatnot and that's going to go into the publishing.
Well, you generally don't need an ISBN for ebooks. You
Yeah.
can, and sometimes you do. It depends on who you do the ebook through. So if you
Mm.
do the ebook through Barnes and Noble, I'm making this up. You might need an
Yeah.
ISBN.
Yeah.
Amazon doesn't care.
Uh-huh.
So it just kind of depends. The key with an ISBN is once you assign an ISBN to a book, the title, subtitle, author, and so forth cannot be changed. Now, on an ebook, which doesn't have an ISBN, all of that stuff can change anytime.
Right. Well, they were republishing the uh, old books. Like one of the books that I commonly see people are republishing on under their own brand is the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. How could they do that? It is a breach of copywriting, isn't it?
Well, it depends on how old it is. If it's over
Mm,
70 something years old, I think it's 78, might have that wrong, then it's public domain.
mm,
And that means anybody can do anything you want. Dante's Inferno, you can pick up a copy of that, an original copy, not an edited copy. That
yeah.
is copyrighted. And then you can publish it yourself.
Mm. So then you can put your picture or your name or your logo, company logo, and then once you start giving that book, uh, you
Right.
you can use that as a market, right?
Mark Twain, you can grab his old books. He's over 100 years old, publish them all you want, and make a book out of it.
Mm. Now, but when somebody read that book and make a edited copy of that book, then it will be copyrighted book. Am I right?
Their copy, if they change something, is copyrighted. If they don't change something, I'm not sure, but I think it's still public domain. But
Still a public domain.
I don't swear. I don't know. I'm not, don't know that for sure.
Okay. Okay. Enough. Okay. Okay. That's very interesting. So the book has a business owner. Book writing is a credible opportunity to elevate their authority and their credibility in the market.
Yes, that's
And
what it is.
yeah, and by taking the book you have written into the agencies or making agents, then you'll be able to market your book for engagement to get a public speaking engagement. Once you have a public speaking engagement, now that is going to multiply your credibility on the subject in the market, and which
Right.
naturally gravitates the prospects to talk to you or
Hmm.
to have you them, and they will be listening to you as now you come credibility and authority in that subject.
Exactly. And they can look at that book, get your stories, get your history, get your ideas, get your failures, your successes, all that stuff together, your conclusions, if you're a coach and all your coaching methods, not all of them. I mean, you want to keep the good stuff back. And you want to make sure it's not a salesy, markety thing. You want to make sure it's real value. So
Mhm.
it shouldn't, it's not a book generally should not be a marketing tool and proceed. You don't want to have it like a marketing person wrote it. That's the wrong way to use a book. You want to have it like something real.
Genuine content.
Yeah, real content that can be used.
Right.
And then the book
And
markets itself.
mm, yeah. Now, once the content is really readable and that is useful for the audience or readers to understand and have a takeaway from the book, either it's pleasure of reading it or a concept that they can apply in their business, then they really do the best taking that book and read it.
Right.
Now, I also noticed some of the people they just simply give the book instead of a business. Is that really a valuable practice?
You mean they give it away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be common. I got a new book out called The Ghostwriting Advantage, and I've
Mm-hmm.
got it on sale now for 99 cents because I want people to read it and write a review on it.
Mm-hmm.
I need book reviews. And generally, if you find somebody giving away a book, they're either using it as a marketing tool, like at a speech, they might give away copies of their books, signed copies,
Mm-hmm.
pictures
Yeah.
and things. I
Yeah.
want to get book reviews on my books, so it's for 99 cents, go get one. Because it's going to go up quite a bit, probably $25 or something pretty soon. So
I will do that. I will do that. Now, Richard, thank you very much for being on the show and sharing your knowledge and experience. And what is the value that a business owner can take away by writing a book? Although it is not a monumental effort, the way I'm looking at it, if you can seek the help of a ghostwriter. But a lot of people that I know, they are having trouble to even start a book, writing a book, let alone writing a book. They can't even bring their brain onto the paper, and that is where the ghostwriters and will help them to put that content from the brain into the paper. And now the books can be published in three different ways. Either you go to the publisher, or you go to self-publish, or you can have a hybrid model where you can publish the book. Once the book is published, you'll be able to propose that book writing authority and the subject to the speaking agents, and they will be able to put you on the speaking engagements, and thus the speaking engagements will multiply the credibility in the market as a authority in the subject.
that
Is
is
that
correct.
summarization right?
That's a pretty good summary.
Excellent. Richard, thank you very much for meeting me today and coming on the show and sharing your thoughts on book writing, and greatly appreciate being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.